In this video, I'm going to show you 10 fast action money-making activities that wholesalers and real estate investors can do right now to add more revenue to their bottom line across all channels. It doesn't matter what you're running. And I've done this for over 4 years, where we have helped real estate investors add over $30 million in assignment fees or flips just by doing paid advertising. And I have learned all these methods really by following a technique that I learned from the book Influence. This video by Robert Cialdini has actually helped me make more money than any other book whatsoever, because it has a special tactics that you can use in marketing and sales so you can make more money. So the key to this video is to actually understand that this book teaches you things to do during your marketing funnel, at pre-sales, during the sales conversation, after sales conversation. And you can apply that right now with your team, put that into your script, and we're gonna go over 10 of these fast action money making activities they can do right now. If you don't know who I am, my name is Esteban Andrade. I'm the owner of Hustle Media and Remote Latinos, and I have helped over 500 real estate investors and wholesalers scale their business by running paid advertising for them and helping them recruit their team, along with my business partner, Omir Block, because we have actually scaled our own companies to over $200,000, $300,000 a month. Whenever we're talking about business owners, now mind you, you don't have to do a lot of work in order to make this so effective, because you can close more deals by just adding a few things in your process. The number one thing that I've learned that works so well is personalization. From blue messages in iPhone or WhatsApp messages, doing a video text, doing a voice note, all of these things work, but I'm going to tell you which ones work best, what you can actually do, and the applicable things that our real estate investor clients are currently doing every single day and what we do in our business. So you can easily follow up through iMessage, apart from any CRM messages that you send through Twilio, because you know that whenever you send a text message, it actually shows a green bubble. But when you actually send a blue bubble, which is an iPhone video message, once I did not respond. But they also sent a video message after our follow-up when they did the demo with me. And that message really made me feel like everything was so personalized and customized to me, which made me feel much better about doing the purchase of whatever Grant Cardone is actually selling. And a lot of people obviously feel so compelled about this approach and will feel that this is an actual thing that I should buy because these people really care about me. And they're also going above and beyond. They're doing whatever it takes in order to actually make me feel comfortable about doing the purchase. This will ultimately increase your engagement. My business partner, Omir, actually closed over $1 million in sales just by doing personalized messages. And he uses a lot of iPhone personal brand. You can check out my Facebook profile to see how I actually did it. And through time, I changed my cover, my picture, my bio, my memories, everything that I actually have in my social media to make people feel compelled about my profile. And whatever I post in my feed, it's also going to hit them after I actually have added them in social. If you do this after a sales call, for example, you can always do a 3-way with your sales team and even the founder, sending them a gift or some sort of reminder or some sort of video or what we call a homework prep call video, so that there's an actual customization towards their experience. Now, if you're becoming guru in the real estate space, you may not want to add them in Facebook, because they might just see that you're actually just selling a course or a coaching program just to teach how you can actually get more houses and close more deals. Another thing, the real estate investors and wholesalers that I met that are crushing it actually sent a pizza to the homeowner's house after they have actually had a conversation with that person and they know it's a good lead, it's a warm lead, hot lead. And this, what it does is that it's a very personalized approach. If you know that you're going to close a deal or you're so close to closing a deal, for example, with a homeowner, send them a pizza, and in the pizza, have an internal note. Ask the person from the pizza place to make an internal note to this homeowner. And because you already know their address, well, you can send the pizza directly to that person, right? Or you can also use one of those apps that such as DoorDash or Grubhub, to send a personalized thing to that person too. And what is it going to cost you? What, $10, $15 to send an entire pizza to that homeowner? Another huge thing that you can do is, after you have the seller under contract or you've closed a deal with your client, you can actually send them a personalized handwritten letter. And this doesn't have to be as complicated as going to the store and writing down a letter and doing all this manual stuff. No, there's websites like handwritten.com with Y, where you can actually find these people that can automate that process for you. And there's going to be a digitized thing that it's going to appear that it's going to be a handwritten done for you. And you can actually make your own fonts. You can actually choose different fonts and do a different design every single time. Or even have variables that whenever someone closes a deal, and based on those variables that you have in the contact card of the CRM, you can actually change the name or addresses or other details so that it's an automated thing that you can do with Zapier. If you do this with every single client, you will see tremendous amount of results and different responses from your clients, because this goes a long way. Remember, it's not about just closing the deal and making it a transaction. It's about actually creating a relationship. So if you can have a personalized touch with your client after they've given you money or you got it under contract and you're done a deal with your client, this will go a long way. Now, having said that, you can also send them a customized gift. So for example, let's say a seller likes something about cowboys and that seller is from Texas. Well, send them something that has a cowboy design or something that cowboys actually like, and this would even elevate the trust that the seller has in you, so you would avoid any seller's remorse. Remember that everything that you're doing right now is to make sure that you increase engagement, that you increase buy-in from that client, and don't lose the deal, and even try to get some sort of referral from that client, and you're giving them a personalized, great experience to that person throughout the buying process and after they have actually purchased and became a client. So you can actually have an intake form where you understand what this seller, what this client actually likes. You can just customize that gift. For us, for example, we sending them a hoodie, and we take the size of the shirt, we take the size of the hoodie, and also something that we used to do was to send a book that we knew was going to add a lot of value to this client because it was a gift. The last thing you can do is to do a personalized congratulations call from the owner. I know that sometimes you just want to get outside of involved with clients and you want to work on the business, but it's also important that the sellers and the clients that you get also feel like the owner is also there, or that the owner's got your back. But not only that, this goes a long way and people will feel very compelled. They feel like this is going to be an amazing experience. They're going to be more bought into the process and into the thing that they just signed and paid money for. And trust me, it's going to be very worth it. So just pick up the phone, give them a call. And then if they didn't pick up the phone, just give them a voice note or send them a video note so that they actually feel that you're there as an owner. The second thing is going to be social proof. In the book Influence, it talks about social proof a lot. And social proof is one of the biggest things that you have to have in your marketing funnel, in your sales funnel, in your script, and whatever you do after you have onboarded a client, everything is social proof. You're always sending credibility, social proof, testimonials, case studies, show that people are winning all the time. So follow this: the promise, the proof, the plan, which is the methods that you use, the offer, and this formula can actually help you pre-sell the client to your company before they ever get into a phone call with your salespeople or your closer. Make sure that you post all of this proof in YouTube and in an omni-channel presence so that you can find it everywhere and anyone can actually see what you actually got going on and all the wins that your company has with others. Another thing you can do is make them fill out a pain-based questionnaire. And this questionnaire basically asks questions that are based on the pain so that you can actually tie back down. The third thing that most wholesalers and investors actually miss out in their marketing funnel, sales funnel, but only the top investors are actually doing it, is requesting a video testimonial from sellers right after you close a deal. Literally right after. So you can invite them before closing, or after closing, you can do an interview with them. Even better, book them on an appointment at the title company and record a case study video with them. You're going to be right next to them. If you guys do anything virtual, you can always do that through Zoom. But you can jump in a Zoom video with them, especially if it's virtual. Ask them questions and record it. Those questions can actually be put into a framework using ChatGPT on what to ask on a case study. Remember, this is going to be used for your testimonial overload funnel, for your funnel that has a lot of testimonials, social proof, and whatever you send the seller to, which is essentially going to be a credibility package. You send this to the seller before they actually talk on the phone with you. and they're pre-sold. So you do this 100 times, never stop. And a bonus is ask for Google reviews. I see that a lot of wholesalers don't think on the long term. So BBB reviews, that actually works for wholesalers. It's not the best for specific business owners, but Google reviews, BBB reviews, in exchange of a $20 to $50 gift card. You can teach this to your backend team so that every single time that you have a good experience with the seller and the seller goes through, contract goes through, closing goes through, you actually collect these Google reviews, these testimonials, and this essentially social proof and credibility, evidence of that you are the person who you say you are. You can even apply this with your buyers. So you're going to post this in your website. You're going to post it in your funnel. Whenever you're running inbound leads, you're going to post this. You're going to send this as an email whenever they are opting into your funnel. It could be from whatever marketing channel. And you can put this into your credibility package as well and just collect as many as possible. Like, who's going to doubt someone that has so many case studies? Like, you can check out our YouTube video in Hustle Media as an example, how many case studies of successful clients that we have. You apply the same thing with homeowners. Speed is the other element that is huge in order to actually get some money down. So let me explain to you deeper what this really means. First of all, you have to tell your team that one of the values of your sales department ultimately is going to be speed. Very important. So what does that mean? In order for you to increase higher contact rate or pickup rate, having sellers to show up to their appointment, or even get a contract signed, speed to first contact, speed to and proximity to appointment. Allow them to only book 3 to 4 days out. If you allow sellers to book out way too farther out, first of all, it might find a solution in between. Ultimate intention or motivation at that time of the urge to speaking with someone is just slows down and they may forget or something like that. It's not going to be in your top priority. So make it top priority by making sure that you're faster with everything that you do. And not only that, like, you're going to get rid of the competition because the competition is going to be slower than you automatically. So speed to reply at any time, even weekends. So as a huge thing that you can do is connect an AI chatbot, like for example, go high level, and you can do this with our white label REIRocketforce.com. And this AI chatbot essentially is going to be attentive at every single text message, email, whatever the seller does in the chat in your pipeline. And if you train it properly, it's going to respond, but not only that, it's going to attempt to book an appointment. And if you train your chatbot properly, even more, it's going to bring in the human side so that it actually always feels like a human. And whenever it needs you, you're going to just jump in. You're going to also realize that the seller is having conversation with it through your phone app or through your web app. The next big thing is volume. So in order to actually make more money from the leads that you're getting is volume, right? So what does that mean? Call 3 times as opposed to just 1 time. A lot of wholesalers miss out on this thing. Like, they just think that calling 1 time is enough and that calling more than 2 times is rude, or you're going inside of their, I don't know. And I know that you guys are trying to be respectful and respect people's boundaries. But the thing is that if a seller really needs to sell a house and wants to talk to you, then they want the best service. They want the best speed, the best conveniency, right? And getting a hold of them is your responsibility, regardless of what it takes. So calling them back to back 3 times in a row, for instance, just ultimately pushing to call them not only in the time that they actually submitted the form or booked that appointment on, but also attempt later in the day. And when you train your team to do this, well, you're going to have higher contact rate. At the end, it increases your conversion rate. So increase your volume. Do 3 pushes first day. So each push is back-to-back calls. And it's 3 back-to-back calls. So you do the same for day 2 to day 5. And on day 5 to 10, you do 2 pushes a day. You have to train your lead manager to do this. Put that into your SOP for your lead manager or for your junior acquisition. If you're closing yourself, then understand that this is something you got to do. Get help at the end of the day, because this is going to take a lot of energy, but it's going to be worth it because you're going to increase your contact rate, which increase your conversation rate, lead to conversation rate, which increases your lead appointment to appointment ratio. And it also increases your conversion because now you're going to have more people that you're going to talk to because these people are going to show up and they're going to pick up the phone. Day 11 to 20 do one push per day, and day 21 to 30 do another day kind of push, right? And you can put this with inside sales agents or a call center that could actually do that as an inbound way to go. The next big thing is availability. So what does that mean? You got to open up your calendar all days of the week, even Saturday. Yes, contract Saturday is a real thing. It actually adds 10 to 15% more sales just by doing this thing. Look, you can add a calendar event that you're open and in Saturdays during the morning all the way to the afternoon. And you don't have to do Sunday, especially if you're a Christian, you go to church and stuff like that. But adding this day is going to allow you to have more seller conversations when someone is fully available and paying attention to you. Like a lot of homeowners are going to be busy during the week at work, and you're also going to be having the ping, ping, ping notification going on. So there's no distractions during that day. A lot of people are going to be more focused and engaged with you and want to actually pay attention. So it's always a good idea to actually contact people on Saturday and book appointments for Saturday, close deals on Saturday. It's literally called the contract Saturday. So open up your calendar even after 5 p.m. Use 5 to 7:30 to get ahead. And this is during the weekdays. So 5 to 7:30 p.m. is a good time to get sellers on the phone because sellers are outside of work. It's a time where, like, again, there is nothing going on that could allow you to have more focused conversations with sellers. And I not only do this, like biggest players in this space actually do this, and then they have a huge sales organization and they understand it. I actually learned this trick from Tiffany High from Results Driven, and she actually does have a different schedule for different days in the week. Mondays this different schedule, Tuesday to Thursdays a different schedule, and I know that they have a break in between, so they allow their closers to have that break in between in the days so that they just sign out later, right? 5 to 7:30, which is dial time, it's contact time, it's contract time at the end of the day, and then having Saturday open. Also have time slots available for every 30 minutes. So that means that every 30 minutes you have to be available. Like if you don't have every 30 minutes time slots for sellers to ultimately book, then you're only going to allow them for like 1 hour time slots. And that's not going to help you get more appointments in your calendar whenever people are trying to book in. Okay. The other thing that is going to add a lot of money is reciprocity. So Influence talks about reciprocity a lot. And Mr. Cialdini knows a lot about this. So, for example, when calling your sellers, get them on the phone, ask them to go to FaceTime, for example, or Zoom, and build report showing your human side and see this person in person. So, for example, when you're calling people, you want to get them on the phone and ask them to go on a FaceTime or a Zoom, and this will build report showing your human side, and they're going to see you as a person, especially when you do this remote. You just grabbing your iPhone, doing a FaceTime audio or FaceTime video, and ultimately building that reciprocity that you need. And this is done by different organizations like Grant Cardone, who did it to me whenever they were trying to sell me on their high ticket, and I felt attracted to this, right? Even though I was hard on trying to buy this, I was a hard sell. Well, these people ended up doing this and made me feel a really good way. Another thing is change tonality in your call to get them more drawn towards you. And Alex Remorse has a training about this. It's a YouTube video. I might leave here the image of that training on tonality, where Alex Remorse actually talks about tonality right here. And this makes them feel like there's reciprocity in what they actually want in terms of a conversation and exchanging of communication, and then ultimately getting to an agreement. When you understand reciprocity, you can influence people to actually do what you want. The other thing is going to be retargeting. So retargeting campaigns based on behavior will add a lot more money than you ever would think, because a lot of people are missing out on how powerful remarketing, retargeting, and reoffers are. and only the top investors are doing it. So, for example, using online retargeting strategies to stay in front of potential sellers who have visited your website but have not converted just yet will display ads that remind them of your services, of special offers, or the benefits of choosing you as a wholesaler. And as a bonus, testimonials, case studies, people that you have worked with that essentially makes them connect with you even more. You can also do a reoffer campaign. I have a full training or reactivation campaign or reoffer campaign. It's here. Here's the image of this. So this reactivation campaign gets people that are dead back into a conversation through SMS, emails, and RVMs, which is ringless voicemails. You can also send email newsletters with 40 to 50% open rates. So as soon as they open this, a retargeting campaign will start. So they opt into they open this email, and then the targeting campaign will show in their social media, YouTube, whatever, and ultimately will show up in their news feed on Instagram, Facebook by sending the data back into the algorithm once they open these emails. So when you send this email newsletter, boom, you get them in another place, right? They open an email, you're going to show up in social media. You're going to show up in Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and voila. Just like that, you created another way to get them back into the pipeline. You can also use hires to exactly know where each lead comes from and send good quality data back to the algorithm. So Hires is a platform that allows you to understand where each lead actually comes from, specifically, exactly, like which ad campaign, which ad set, which specific channel, what did they click first, what did they click second, what was the last thing they clicked, what was the first thing they clicked, and so you understand exactly where they come from. So you ultimately optimize towards the best thing, and then you just ultimately feed the algorithm with better data. And another big one is pre-selling. A lot of people are missing out on this, and only the best ones know how to do this. So when you pre-sell, you essentially want your prospective clients, or your sellers in this case, to be indoctrinated and sold on your service, your product, your company, trust you, and all those objections that they may have in their head already be pre-handled by everything that you send them. So this is huge. Using a video sales letter, or you can also call it a webinar, that outlines your methods with a clear promise, proof, plan, offer structure is huge. And actually, a proper VSL can actually go into a credibility package. It can go into your thank you page, and it can go in the emails that you actually sent to the sellers before they actually talk with anyone on your team. And you make them go through this entire indoctrination process so they're pre-sold into you. A really good VSL should answer different things, and I'll tell you exactly what that is. There's 6 main questions that a VSL should answer. How is this different from everything else that I've seen? For instance, the unique mechanism that you have. Obviously, like, you got to address certain things before I'm going to tell you the framework of VSL. You're going to also address what's in it for them. How do I know that this is real? Why should I trust you? How does it work? And what do I have to lose? And the best framework for a VSL, or a very simple framework that you can do, and you can also search different other people about VSL frameworks, is you gotta get them on attention with your bold promise and ultimately like the result that you're gonna get for them. And this could be your offer. This could be the solution or the problem that you're actually going to solve for them. And this is gonna grab their attention real quick. You gotta establish authority, and you gotta introduce yourself, give the credential, the social proof, the credibility real fast, and then address the pain points that you are going to ultimately address in this video, right? And if you think about it, sellers, they have pain points like having to sell fast due to different difficult situations, needing cash. Ultimately, there is issues going on with their house, lots of repairs, there's different type of motivations, right? So address all of those things and then compare it to the traditional way. Then you're going to introduce the solution, and this could be a unique mechanism or just value proposition at the end of the day. On a unique mechanism, you can name it one way. We call it the home buying top cash solution method. So for instance, that is a good name, right? So you're going to present the benefits of the solution. You're going to give a detailed explanation of the solution, what the things that you can do. It could be secrets and tactics that allow this method to be successful, and a step-by-step process. show more real life examples and testimonials. Again, do it again, seller testimonials, people that you have helped, all the hundreds of reviews that you have, and so on. Address any objections. So like if you ultimately know there's common objections, like that you get all the time and they give you, address them in the video, for example, and address them in the credibility package that you ultimately get. And a lot of those things will respond to those concerns that sellers ultimately would have. And at the end of the day, do a call to action. And as a bonus, you can also show the implementation path on how this is going to go, like showing what's going to happen after they get an offer, and then they get a contract, and then it's going to go through escrow and everything. And then at the end of the day, just, summarize your pitch and tell them that the next step will be to book an appointment with you guys, or, see you in the appointment and so on. And you can always do a risk mitigation type of offer, so on. You can encourage them to act, to, apply and book an appointment, or just show up to their appointment. And this will ultimately pre-sell people, right? You want to be able to collect and showcase testimonials via the recorded Zoom calls, focusing on overcoming objections with real examples. During this, you're going to use this in your credibility package. This is huge too, right? I've been talking about credibility package, but the credibility package is essentially a package or a series of different things that you're going to send them. It could be like a pre-call video, pre-demo, pre-game plan, credibility package, whatever, that you are the person who you say you are, that you can do it faster, that you can do it easier, that you have the proof that this has happened. So if you go back to Alex Hormozi's formula on value, right, on how to create value, well, the dream solution, is it going to happen? That's in the top, right? And how certain that this solution is going to happen. So testimonials, credibility, you have all of that. And a lot of people can put that together. And then the bottom of that formula, it talks about time and ultimately speed, conveniency, right? So the time delay that they're going to get what they want, and how easy it's going to be, right? Like how much effort they're going to have to put in. And if it is a minimum effort and it's super easy, that creates a lot of value. So think about all of that stuff whenever you are creating the credibility package as well. Case your authority through emails and calls by relating your achievements to high status credentials and endorsements. If you have, for example, been on TV, use that in your VSL, in your credibility package. If you have helped an entire community, big community, or you've done something extraordinary, you've been in the news, whatever, right? Like, use that to your advantage. Use that social proof. Use that evidence. Third-party stories help a lot, and this pre-sells people. Also leverage celebrity endorsement and certifications and third-party validations to reinforce your reputation. Exactly what I just said. The next one, authority. You cannot close deals with high levels of authority and influence. By Robert Cialdini talks about this all the time. So when you have an authoritative positioning, like, for example, I'm going to give you different examples. Using emails to show credibility and authority. When getting to a call, relate yourself to someone or something important, and use whatever you have achieved that is highly recognizable as a tool to see yourself as someone that has higher status, that is premium, that is premier, or it's a lead. He's the best of the best, or she's the best of the best, and it doesn't take on everyone. You don't work with everyone. You don't just buy any house, whatever, right? So you have some sort of level of status. You've been in the business, and you are selective about who you decide to work with. Remember that in order to get clients, you have to get clients to pay you more. In order to get clients to pay you more, you have to get better clients, but you cannot find better clients if you don't get better and you don't position yourself as a better either, right? Another thing about authoritative reinforcement is use any celebrity reinforcement or third-party edification, third-party story, certifications or degrees, and say you've helped hundreds or thousands of people just like them, just like your sellers. And this goes together with the pre-selling, right? You use authority in the pre-selling, and which helps you. So it just connects. Now you connect the dots, and I going to help you make more money. And these things that are things that you're going to be able to, just do in a couple of days, 24, 48 hours, 72 hours, putting it together into your scripts, into your systems, like telling your team exactly, show them these videos and tell your team that you have to put this into the seller's journey. The next one is sales calls sequence. So, for example, a sales sequence from discovery to contract. So, for example, you can take a look at Alex Ramose's sequence, which is the closer method, or Eric Klein, or for example, Steve Tran, or RJ Bates. All these people have a sales sequence, and it also is it's part of the sales process. And the reason why you want to do that, and the way ours is called the acquire method, the reason why you want to do that is because you want to be able to put it together, document it, SOP it, so standard operating procedure, right? And you want to be able to teach it to any other employee that would come in the future. And this is easy to teach, easy to evaluate, right? You're going to be able to score it, digest it. Let's say, for example, imagine putting together the entire sequence, like from connecting to the seller, and so discovery portion, and then offer portion where you pitch, to do all this stuff, handle objections. If you have a table where it's like, okay, connecting with the seller, how did you go? How do you do? 1 to 10, score. All right, comments. Okay, boom. You have a way to qualify, and ultimately, when you're recording or when you're listening to a call that is recorded from your team member, okay, what's the next step? Well, framing the call or setting the agenda. How did it do? 1 out of 8. Why? What are the comments? Okay, these are the comments. This is what was lacking. You're going to be able to break it down and essentially just chunk it down, analyze that call in a better way. So you're going to be able to know, why did this objection come up? And I should have handled this objection in here in the discovery process. Like, it was an obstacle at that point. Or I didn't pitch properly. I missed a step before pitching. I missed a step before dropping the offer or the price, right? Or I did not ask all the questions: urgency, challenges, pain point, any decision making. I did not edify the company and did not use third-party source. But if you have a sequence, you're going to be able to put together that in a kind of like in a checklist, and that's what's going to be a game changer for your business. Okay. The next one is going to be irresistible offers and closing techniques. So Alex Ramosey talks about this all the time. Add an irresistible offer. So for example, add crazy guarantees. That's something on top. You can guarantee time. You can guarantee more and more benefits. You can guarantee a potential result if you have the proven way of showing that there is a result. You can guarantee that an extra help or add-on or whatever. There's many ways to guarantee the result, right? Same-day bonuses, for instance. You can also have same-day bonuses, and that helps a lot. Scarcity, you add scarcity in the language that you put in that phone call conversation, and that is going to ultimately make people feel that they need to take action, because there is little amount of units or little amount of opportunities for them to be part of this or transform, or like, this is the last step. Like, there's no other option. All right. Urgency, again, is very similar, but ultimately adding urgency is by tying down their pain points and what is it that they need to change and what happens if they don't change it, and then ultimately adding urgency to your offer by saying, hey, this is only available in the next 24 hours, or in this call is only available, like, this is only going to happen in this call. Like, adding urgency is very important on your offers, on your marketing, on your sales process, right? Payment plans or financing, like, and this goes tied together to having ways to ultimately potentially do, hybrid cash or credit financing, or just credit financing, or innovations. Like, there's different ways for you to actually acquire or like be able to make people afford, in a way, like, to sell their house. So that's one thing you cannot miss out. Second thing would be early incentives. So offer early decision incentives. So if a seller decides quickly or signs a contract within a certain time frame, offer a discount, offer a better deal, an add-on, an added service at no extra cost. And this creates urgency and can hasten the decision-making process. Literally can make it better, right? This just makes it move towards the right close. You can also do an either or assume the close. So you can assume the close all the time whenever you are in the conversation and use assume language. Ultimately, this would lead to the seller to make a decision because you're encouraging that seller to make a decision psychologically, right? Like, okay, so when we get the contract done today, what are you going to do, Mr. Seller? oh, I'm gonna do this. All right. So once we are, shake hands and everything, I mean, are you gonna go and run and tell your wife are you gonna plan something for the next 14, 30 days that we start working together? Is there anything that you're gonna be doing? So yeah, things like that, where you assume the close. There's many ways to assume the close, and there's different techniques that you can use in order to do that. The next thing, streamline the sales process. So let's put it in the list. 1, niche ad copy. 2, authoritative positioning. 3, testimonial reel. 4, questionnaire. 5, authoritative reinforcement. 6, a sales sequence. So in this case, I'm giving an example of Alex Ramos's closer sequence, or us acquire sequence, or Eric Klein or Steve Frank or RJ Bates sequence, whatever. 7, irresistible offer. 8, either or assume close. 9, immediate reinforcement. Let's make sure that you map out all your seller's process, right? So whatever the seller goes through, that user journey is important for you to map it out. Use something like Lucidchart to actually map it out. And that, guys, is the end of this video. I hope that you guys got a lot of value. And if you got a lot of value, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment on the few things that you may want. I am going to give away a guide on exactly how to scale a marketing channel, like an email marketing channel. And again, if you found any value, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video.